Here's everything you should know about Sea of Thieves etiquette. Number 1. If you use a blunderbuss and sword as your loadout, you will piss people off. You will be called trash and you will receive angry messages. This loadout angers people more than any other. Number 2. If you're sailing under the Reapers faction, do not run away from fights. Reapers is specifically the PvP faction, but there's a stereotype for running Reapers. When you put this emissary flag on, everyone in the server can see your location, and they will assume that you want a PvP. So don't play as a Reaper unless you're ready to fight. Number 3. Don't sink a freshly spawned ship. It's generally frowned upon to attack a ship that has just spawned at an outpost. The crew is likely still gathering supplies and hasn't even stepped on board their own ship yet. But on the bright side, this crew also really doesn't have anything to lose. It pisses people off and it's generally considered bad etiquette, but it's definitely not the worst thing on this list. Number 4. Attacking someone doing tall tales is frowned upon. Tall tales are the campaign story missions you can do in the open world. Generally, it is considered evil to sink someone who's just doing tall tales. Some of these voyages take a long time to do, and it's pretty widely understood to be toxic to attack these people. Number 5. Spawn trapping a crew that is smaller than you is toxic. There's no skill in that because you have the player count advantage. You can absolutely sink them or rob them because it's a pirate game, but spawn camping a smaller crew just for the sake of spawn camping them is toxic, even if you're expecting them to scuttle. Please don't spawn camp a sloop as a galleon crew because that is just toxic. Number 6. Be nice to noobs. Again, you're totally allowed to sink or rob anyone in this game. You're free to do whatever you want, but most of the community knows that it's best to spare noobs. And honestly, you should be helping them. Give them some advice, and try to give them a wholesome experience. Number 7. Most Hourglass players do not use cursed cannonballs unless their opponent uses them first. It's sort of like mutually assured destruction. Fire one cursed cannonball, and your opponent may go nuclear on you. People will also complain about cursed balls in open world fights, but Hourglass is the only place where people are really serious about it. Number 8. Going sword only will piss people off. If you use nothing but a sword and chase people around non-stop, you're gonna receive some angry messages. Now, this is a pirate game, and there's nothing wrong with using a sword. It fully fits with the premise of the game. But you should be warned that it makes people really angry. People will complain that the sword is too overpowered, and they're also gonna call you trash. The sword brings out more hate in the Sea of Thieves community than anything, because they'll hate you for using a sword, and you'll hate them for how they react to you using a sword. Number 9. If someone quick chats rolls on deck laughing, they're trying to be toxic. This is the equivalent of what a save spamming in Rocket League. This is kinda just universally what you spam when you beat someone you don't like. I would say 99% of the time if someone chats this, it's to be toxic. But don't take it personally because a lot of players just spam this chat in every fight. Number 10. If you purchase and wear the Reaper faction outfit, you will receive hate messages for it. This outfit is referred to as the Reaper Pajamas. Some people even wear it ironically. I'm not really sure where this hatred came from or how it started, because all the factions have costumes, but this one in particular just pisses people off.
You look lonely. I can fix that.
Cells.
Cells.
Do they keep you in a cell? Cells.
Cells.
Interlinked.
Interlinked.
What's it like to hold the hand of someone you love? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Do you long for having your heart interlinked? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Do you dream about being interlinked?
Interlinked.
Do you feel that there's a part of you that's missing? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Within cells interlinked.
Within cells interlinked.
Why don't you say that 3 times? Within cells interlinked.
Within cells interlinked. Within cells interlinked. Within cells interlinked.
Number 11. Most sloops have an unspoken agreement to work together against bigger ships. If 2 sloops and a galleon come across each other, the 2 sloops will almost always team up, even if they never chat anything. So don't be afraid to offer or join an alliance with other solo sloopers in your server. They'll almost always accept it, and I think it's pretty wholesome when smaller crews can work together to take on bigger ones. Number 12. Alliances are allowed to be broken. Don't take it personally. Rare left team killing turned on for alliances for a reason. It's supposed to make the game and player interactions more exciting, and more like a movie. Alliances can and will be betrayed at any moment. Never let your guard down no matter how nice they're being in game chat. That being said, in my experience, it's about 50-50. Half the time it's really wholesome and fun, and the other half the time you get a heartbreaking betrayal, but you also get the chance for revenge. Number 13. Remember that Sea of Thieves is a PvPvE game. PvP is fundamentally part of the experience. It's not wrong for crews to sink you or steal from you. If you're stacking loot on your ship, then you have to understand that Sea of Thieves is basically an extraction game for you. Your loot isn't actually your loot until you've sold it. It's not toxic and it's openly part of the game experience. There's always a big misconception among new players that Sea of Thieves isn't supposed to be a PvP game, or that it's somehow toxic to rob people. Do not complain about getting robbed and don't take it personally. However, spawn trapping new players and being toxic in chat is still frowned upon, but the act of simply sinking someone or robbing them is absolutely not toxic. And that's everything you need to know about Sea of Thieves etiquette. If you liked this video, please subscribe to me, and thanks for watching Captain Squiddy.